Hello, everybody. It is Monday night. It is not my normal webinar night, but I'm so excited to be with you in my lovely office, which I love so much. I spend a lot of time here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Brandy Woods, and I'll be introducing myself a little bit later. So this webinar starts tonight at 7 o'clock, and it is a part of a huge webinar week with the ladies of Powerhouses United. And we'll be talking about that a little bit later this afternoon. Well, it's actually evening. I don't know about where you are, but in Texas, it's getting chilly. The rain has stopped, but the cold front has blew in. But I'm really excited about what else is brewing in the wind in the streets of Houston, and I can't wait to share that with you guys tonight. So we're going to be getting started. There are two ways you can access this webinar tonight, and one is through YouTube, and the other one is through Google Hangout. So I'm hoping that you're able to get on in here, and we're going to pray that the Google gods are with us tonight and that we stay on and we stay connected. Um, so tonight, we're going to talk about 2015 and how to end the year with a bang. I've been hearing everyone say, next year I'm going to, oh, I can't wait until January. I can't wait until 2016. And the thing I've been thinking about in my mind is, wait a minute, 2015 is not over with. So tonight we're going to talk about 7 ways to crush 2015. And what I mean by that is 7 ways to get the absolute most out of yourself and out of your business. A lot of times we are predisposed to waiting on a moment. We wait for the new year. We wait for Monday to start a diet. By the way, that has not worked for me. We wait on one of our friends to say, come and do it with me. So we get into this perpetual situation of waiting, and in fact, we don't get to accomplish our goals. So I am not allowing you to wait on 2016. We have days left in 2015, and we are going to use those days to make sure we accomplish our goals. So if you can hear me good, if you can give me a little chat, we have chat going on in Twitter, we have chat going on Facebook, and tonight we're using the hashtag PHU2015, and that stands for Powerhouses United 2015, PHU 2015. So get on Twitter, get on Facebook, and make sure that you put your questions out there and that you let me know if you have any feedback. So, how to crush 2015. One of the things that we're going to talk about tonight is how to maximize your time, your resources to accomplish what you want to accomplish now, not later. Sometimes we live in a now or later situation, and we think it's acceptable to defer our goals, to put them on the back burner, but I am not giving you any excuses. Life is going to happen. Things are going to arise. But that does not give you the right to abandon your goals and not do what you say that you're going to do. So we're going to talk about 7 actionable steps to crush 2015. So if you have a pencil and a piece of paper, I want you to write down the piece of paper A space CTIONS. You're going to write the word action straight down, where you can write something next to A, something next to T, on and on and on. We're going to talk about some actions that you're going to take, 7 actions that you're going to take to crush 2015, because we're not waiting on 2016 to accomplish our goals. Okay, first is A. We're going to have a space of acknowledgement. I had to do this for myself last week, and it was very difficult. I had to sit down and take accountability and acknowledge things that I needed to do that I had avoided. I had to take action and acknowledge things that are really hot on my plate right now that I need to get off. I had to look at my goals and see which one of them were cold and which one of them had withered away and died. I want you to think about everything that you said you were going to do in 2015. And I want you to begin to make a short list. Okay? That could have been, I'm going to walk every day. I'm going to go through my mail. I'm going to organize my email. Think about the things you said you were going to do in 2015. And now it's a time of acknowledgement. You have to decide which of those things that you're going to really pick up and accomplish this year, which of those things that are no longer applicable, they may not make any sense where you are in business or in life anymore. You need to think about what are some of those things that, you just saying, this is not a part of my mission and my vision anymore. And then you need to think about those things that they really are a part of your mission and your vision. They're things you really want to do that you just have not done yet. So we're going to acknowledge where we are. For example, at the beginning of last year, I had just opened the second location of Imagine Me Academy. And the goal was by the end of this year that location, it was up and running and we were ready to go into our third location. Well, if I acknowledge where we are now, we're up and running. We are looking at building for our third location, but we have not solidified a building yet. For me, that is something very hot and pressing on my calendar because we cannot do what we need to do to expand without real estate. And so that is one of the things that we have to do right now. So I want you to look at the list that you just created. You're thinking about what's hot, things you have to do, what's cold, things that you don't even know if they really fit into your mission anymore, and then things that really do fit into your mission that you need to pick up on now. Okay, so for me, it's finalizing the real estate on location 3. The other thing for me that's really, really hot is making sure I can help all of you that are going to need healthcare coverage for 2016. That is really a passion of mine. As a business owner, one of my greatest fears was I wasn't going to be able to have insurance. I wasn't going to be able to meet my health needs. And I didn't want other entrepreneurs feeling that way. So I picked back up my insurance license, and it's time to work on that again. So those are my hot things. Things that are cold for me right now. There was an event that I was hosting through Mad Agency. We're not hosting those anymore. So I've taken them off of my goal calendar. It's no longer applicable. It's no longer something that I'm worried about. So do you have your hot things? Do you have them in mind? Okay, great. Now, I want you to also acknowledge on that list, what are things you can do in 1 hour? What are things you can do in 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 quarter, and 1 year? Okay. You're going to say, well, Brenda, you just have me writing a lot of things down. Well, if you don't know what you have to do, there's no way you can crush them and finish them. All of those things that you can finish in 1 hour need to be your top priority for this week. Notice I didn't say next week. If you need to organize your mail, that needs to be a top priority for this week. If you need to make follow-up phone calls with clients, that needs to be a priority for this week. If you need to get out contracts that are causing you not to make money, you need to get those out this week. And so all of those things that you can do in an hour, we want to tackle those first. And then we're going to talk about the things you're going to do with the list of things that you can do in a day, a week, a month, a quarter, and some things take 1 full calendar year. I was working on a book project, which is almost finished, and it took me 1 full calendar year. And so not everything on this list you're going to be able to crush before 2015, but you're going to know where to put it in its proper place for 2016, or if you can knock it out the park now. So A is for acknowledge and take accountability. That's your job as a business owner or as a professional, If it's just updating your resume, something you can do in an hour. You need to know what's on your plate, what's hot, what's not, things you're throwing out, and the things that you know for sure that you need to do that you just avoided. We're going to talk a little bit later about dates and calendar. So you don't have to put a date to these things now. You just need to acknowledge what they are. My tip for this section is always carry a journal. I carry a journal with me everywhere I go, and I'm constantly writing. I'm constantly looking at it. I look at it about 3 times a day to make sure that I'm on track. It puts the things that in front of me that I know that I need to do. It causes me to face my responsibility. There's no one other than you that knows your responsibility. You know what you need to do. Why you don't do it, only you can answer. But we all know what we need to do, and we know what challenges we face, so we have to plan accordingly. Now we're ready to go to the C in action. If you're just joining on, I told everyone that we're going to go over 7 steps, and we're going to use the acronym ACTION, because that's what we want to take. We want to take action over the next few days that we have left in 2015. The last time I counted, I believe that we're right at 70 days. You can do a lot in 70 days. Don't underestimate the time that you have. The C is correct. Okay, what am I correcting, Brandy? There comes a time, if you're a mother, you're going to really understand this. If you're an aunt or even a godparent, you're going to understand this. There's a time when you have to have correction. You have to face once you acknowledge what's going on, you have to correct it. So one of the things that you can do in 2015 that will allow you to run really fast in 2016 is make corrections. You can make corrections and pursue those things that are causing you not to sleep at night. I know that you know what I'm talking about. Have you ever rolled over and said, did I pay my student loan? Did I put gas in the car? Have I looked at the bills for the month? Have I made that follow-up call? Have I called that client? Have I mailed out that package? Normally, these are very small things, but if unattended, they can lead to chaos in our business, or they can make us look very unprofessional. Follow-up is one of the main things that we don't do that we should correct right away, because when we don't follow up, we lose finances. No follow-up, no finances. The more you follow up, the more finances you have. Every time I start a new project, I think about the people that I'm already working with, because if you're working well with those people, they should always be the base of your clientele. But if you have not followed up with them, if you have not kept your word, honestly and truly, they don't want to hear what you have to say. So every time you don't follow up, you prove to someone that you're not who you say you are. Now, I know that you had good intentions, but let me tell you something. And in business, intentions are not worth anything. Oh, I intended to call you. Oh, I intended to mail that. Oh, I intended to get that to you. Your intentions are not gonna that's not gonna pay the bills. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not your intentions, it's your actions that's going to pay the bills. So you're gonna have to correct some things that you know are totally out of order. If in your schedule you're not leaving any time for follow-up, you're not leaving any time to respond to your clients, you're not leaving any time to flush out what you need to do, I need you to correct it now. Do you need to register for a class? Do you have a persistent issue that's coming up? Do you need to get a contract to a lawyer? I'm talking about those things that keep you up at night. Those are the first things that we're going to correct. If you can crush those things, you're going to free up mental space, you're going to free up creativity, and you're going to free up your time where you can actually do the task at hand. I am a person who I cannot operate in a dirty space, right? If my space is dirty, then I don't have the mental capacity to do what I need to do. I learned a long time ago, I need time in the beginning of the day to start it off right. So I'm one of those early birds, and I know some of you are night owls. I know even some of the people that are on my Powerhouse team, like I have to take vitamins to keep up with these ladies at night. But guess what? I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So they're getting messages from me 4:30 because that's my time. Know your time. Make sure you're putting time in your day to get things done that are causing you disruption. They're causing you not to be able to sleep. Do you need to contact your child's teacher? Do you need a parent teacher conference? Is there a person that you need to have a conference with that's on your team? All of these things that if you don't correct them and they're left unattended, they're going to lead to chaos, which is going to limit your productivity in the future. What we're trying to do is we're trying to maximize the last 70 days of 2015, that when 2016 comes, we're not starting up, we're already running. Some people are like, oh, it's the holidays, I'm just going to chill for the rest of the year. What are you chilling for? Thanksgiving is one day. Christmas is one day. I'll even give you Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. But the rest of that time, they should be non-negotiable where you're working on your goals. My tip for this is think about what you're keeping you up at night, and I need you to pay attention to it and crush it. Get it off of your plate now. All of those things that you don't want to carry over, let's finish those up. And I'm going to encourage you to do it this week. So your 1 hour things and those things that are keeping you up at night, we want to get those off of our plate so we can hit the ground running in November. Okay, the T in my action steps, my 7 steps to crush 2015 is that big old time management. Now, we talked about time a little bit, but this time management we haven't talked about. Do you have non-negotiable business time? Do you have time set aside to work on grants? Do you have time set aside to look at your business map? If you know me, you know I don't believe in business plans, but I do believe in business mapping, seeing where you are, where you want to be, and how you're going to get there. Because if you're working willy-nilly and you have no plan, you have no action course, you don't know where you're going to end up because you didn't map it out. Have you set aside time to make phone calls? Have you set aside time to work on your media kit? Have you set aside time to write your blog? Okay? This time management I'm talking about are finite things that's going to get you from point A to point B to point K so we can end up at point Z. You cannot approach business like, oh, I'm going to do business today. I'm busy today. What are you busy doing? You should know during your working hours exactly what you're scheduled to do. So here are my tips. Every day for the rest of the year, set aside 1 hour. You listening? 1 full hour of interrupted time to get tasks done. I did it today, and I got almost 20 things done. And because I sat down and did that task, it netted me in that 1 hour about $1,000 because I needed to follow up. I needed to make payments. I had people waiting on information. And as soon as I got that information to them, my PayPal went ding, 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 ding. And so it just took me sitting down doing what I needed to do. Another thing I'm going to tell you in time management, know your need to do versus what you need to pay someone else to do. Okay, so let's just say you can sit down and work with a client or work on a project that's going to yield you $200 an hour, $1,000 for the event, but you are doing tasks like going to the post office, mailing out a letter, or something else you can assign someone to do maybe for $8, $9 an hour. You need to decide what are the things that you need to do that are non-negotiable, and what are the things that you could possibly pay an assistant to do, a younger cousin to do, or that you can make sure when you go out and run errands, you're running an hour worth of errands and you're maximizing your time. There's some things in business at this point I don't do, but I've done it all. So I don't want to seem high and mighty, but there's some things now that I just can't afford to do anymore, because if I do it, then I'm not doing the real things that's going to bring money into the organization. Set aside some time blocks for big projects. For me, I can normally do a 3-hour block, and after 3 hours, I need a break. Well, in this 3-hour block, I'm turning off the phone, I'm not checking email, and I'm literally project planning for 3 hours. And then I'll take a break. Normally, even when I meet with a team, we do a 3-hour block and we take a break. For 3 hours, you can pretty much crunch out some major things. I mean, I've sat down with teams before. In 3 hours, we've had a website up. In 3 hours, we had a marketing plan. In 3 hours, we did financials and analytics. If you give yourself that kind of time, you're going to get enough done where you put a dent in the project. So set aside your 1 hour time, decide things you need to do versus things you need to pay someone to do, and then throw in some of those 3-hour blocks where you can really crush a project down into a manageable size. And the last thing I'm going to tell you to do for time management is to make sure you set aside some personal time. Now, even though I jokingly say, the holidays is really only 2 days, and I do mean that, if you know me, I work hard, but I play hard. I can tell you I'm going to be in someone's suite, on someone's massage table. I believe in self-care. So I'm not insinuating that you don't need to take care of yourself. I'm just letting you know that you need to get business done in the next 70 days. Map out time frames for what you need to do and get it on a calendar. Now we're going to my big one. This is my new favorite word. Investigate, investigate, investigate. I am becoming the Sherlock Holmes of business. What I mean by investigate, I always hear people say, oh, I'm doing this, I'm starting on this, and then when I ask them questions, they're like, well, I don't know. Do you know who your competition is? Do you know what resources are out there for you? Have you taken time and really investigated what it's going to take for you to accomplish your goals? So when I'm starting on a project, I really think about 3 to 4 things. One are prerequisites. What are things that I need to do before this project starts? 2, people. What people do I need to have access to or on my team to get this accomplished? 3, provision. How much money do I need to make sure that this happens successfully? When we were working on a project recently, everyone sees where you need to spend money differently. But if you really sit down and you think about a project and you do that 3-hour block, you're going to be able to see where the money needs to be allocated. Do you have it? And if you don't have it, you have to make a plan to get it. The other thing I would say that you really need to research is your purpose. Does this project, does what you're doing, does it fit in with your purpose? Because if you are gravitating to, I'm going to do this on Monday, on Tuesday, I'm going to do this. On Friday, I'm changing my mind, I'm going to do this. That means you're probably not being purpose-driven. So you need to look at how the project fits into your purpose, what prerequisites need to happen before you start the project, what people you need in place, and then provision. What kind of capital, what kind of building space, what do you actually need to get it accomplished? And you can do this in every stage in business. You may have an open, thriving business, but if you want to expand, if you need to get new customers, if you need to find a new vendor, these are all things that you have to reinvestigate all the time. If you don't investigate, you find yourself working with people or working with companies that you necessarily maybe didn't need to work with, or paying more for something that you have to. I had a situation recently, and I think I wish I would have did some more investigating. But the great thing about that is in business, you can always correct. You can always pull back and make adjustments. Okay, you ready for the O? The O is organize a team. Once you have mapped it out, you know what time frame you have, you know how much money you need, you're working on the project, you're going to have a team. So I have 3 teams. I have a dream team. These are the people that I can call on at any time. They may not work for me. They may not have anything to do with the project, but I know I can pick up the phone and get an infusion of support, encouragement, and I know that they believe in what I'm doing. That's good for the soul, but it's not always good for the pocket. So I have other people on my team. I have a support team. This support team, some of them are on my dream team, but my support team are people that right now they have my children. Thank you guys. They give me time and space to do what I need to do. Some of them work for me, some of them work with me, but they are just truly a support team that allows me to do things I need to do. Um, and then I have a project team. These are people that are actually working on an assignment within the project. They're probably getting paid to do something. They have a responsibility, they have timelines, they have deadlines. Um, at some point in business, you can't pay everyone. You have to have some people that are willing just to pour into you. Hey, I need you to come stuff envelopes. That's great. But then you come to a point where you need someone to say, I need you to work from this time frame. When you get to that point, you need to pay people and you need to put that in the budget. So once you organize your team, you're really ready to up and run. One of the things that I want to do next year is I want to do a 5K for the daycare. Now, I can walk a 5K. I can't run a 5K, but I definitely don't know how to organize a 5K. So that's when I'm going to have a project team, and we're going to work through the project together, and those are people that I will pay. So you need to know the difference of people in your life. Are they just a dream team? They just there to cheer you on? Are they a support team? Do they have a passive, non-paid role in getting things done for you? Or they are on your project team. They're actually a paid participant in what you're doing. Once you know where people are placed, then you can make sure that you give the right responsibility to the right people. Let me tell you this about your team. My little tip for team building. Everybody doesn't need to know everything. Don't overwhelm people. Put people on a need to know, but don't isolate yourself. Use your team and make sure that you give them enough information to do their job. You know, leaders sometimes move in silence, but just make sure that you've communicated what you need to communicate to your team to get things done. We're almost finished. We have two things left, and then I have something very exciting to share with you guys. So I hope you can wait until the end because it is juicy. All right. The end in my actions for my 7 steps is navigate. So you've investigated, you have a team, you've gotten all of those hot topics off your plate, and you're ready to run. You're ready to navigate. This is when you begin to work the plan. The things about plans is they always have adjustments. Do not marry yourself to a detail where it's going to frazzle you when that doesn't happen. We've had things where we've had to change events, we've had to change vendors, things didn't go well, and that's when you have to think on your feet and you have to adjust. That's why it's important to have a team. It's important that other people know what's on your plate. So planning can only get you so far. Then you have to actually navigate the plan. This is where people drop the ball. I cannot tell you how many times I've worked with people and they said, oh, I'm planning. I'm still thinking about it. Okay, at some point, you have to put down the pencil, put down the pad, roll up your sleeves, and get to work. And that's what we're going to do this year. We're not going to take 70 days to plan. We're going to do some work. Are you with me? All right, my last thing is S. Once you've navigated your plan, you made adjustments, then you're at the success line. You've done what you needed to do to crush that goal, but it's not over there. Now it's time to start over. So for S, I have 2 things: succeed and start over. Once you follow these steps, you don't want to lose momentum. You want to celebrate, but you cannot live off of yesterday's laurels. So you're going to celebrate and reinitiate the action steps. Um, Consistent work, you being consistent, is more important than having big bursts of action. A big burst of action, yeah, it will get you so far, but you have to have consistency. So once you have momentum, you don't want to stop. I'm going to go over all 7 steps one more time. And then after I go over those 7 steps, I am going to tell you about something that is super amazing and that I'm super excited about. Are you ready? The A was for what? Tell me. Great. Acknowledge what's going on and take accountability. C, correct. You want to correct those things that you can that are causing you to lose sleep. You want to correct them right away. Get them off of your plate. T, time management. Set aside non-negotiable business blocks so you can get done what you need to get done. But don't forget about self-care. It's very important. I, investigate. Take time to know all the ins and outs of what you're about to do. Gather all the prerequisites, the people, the provisions that you need to have to make sure this project goes. And then make sure it's aligning with your purpose. Oh, organize that team. You can't do it alone. You can, but it's so much easier if you can work with people you love and trust. And navigate the plan and get it done. No excuses. What are you going to get done before 2015 is done? I am going to find that building. I'm going to sign that lease. Nothing's going to stop me. I am going to be ready and prepared for the third location of Imagine Me Academy. And then I'm going to work doing open enrollment to help you and your friends make sure you have the appropriate healthcare coverage. And then I'm going to do what S says. I'm going to celebrate my success and I'm going to start over on my new goals. This is how I am determined to crush 2015. Now, I have something for you real action takers. I'm going to get a little close to the screen because it's a secret. Yeah, right. It's not a secret. I want you to share it with the world. I am working with a group of phenomenal, powerful women on an event called Powerhouses United. So if you're connected with me anywhere on social media, you've probably seen all over Facebook, Twitter, Instagram about Powerhouses United. But I want to share with you a little bit about what it is and why you have to be there. Powerhouses United, it's a group of 4 ladies, but the event is not just for ladies, but it's a group of 4 ladies that are coming to you to help you grow, grow, or expand your business. This event is not for you playing with your business unless you're ready to get serious. This event is for action takers. It is not a sit, get, and leave kind of event. This event is for people who really want to take actionable steps in reaching their goals. They want to take actionable steps in making the money that they deserve. For me, I want to be a 7-figure earner. That's me. But your goal may be to make $50,000 in your business this year. Your goal may be to come up with an online course. Your goal may be to scale your business to make sure that you can reach more customers. Your goal may be to just package yourself in a way that you're marketable. Each of us there will have different goals. But I guarantee you that if you come to this event, I can guarantee you 7 things. 1, you'll leave understanding your vision because Miss Marquita Samuel is going to have a wonderful, powerful session on how to take your goals and unfold them so you can see what you're really bound for in the year to come. For those of you out there that are on a 9-to-5, Miss Anicia Dixon is going to come in and to tell us how to leave our 9-to-5 and never look back. I can remember that point in my life. I was terrified. Oh my God, I'm not going to have insurance. Oh my God, I'm leaving 6 figures. Are you crazy? But I cannot tell you how much I'm happy that I decided to vote on me and not on corporate America. I do not regret it for one moment. I'm not only able to take care of my family, I'm able to travel, and I'm able to live the life that I want. Miss Renetta Freeney is going to be with us, and she's going to tell us how to build a platform and a presence. If you want to be an action taker in business, if you want to be a powerhouse, you have to know how to sell yourself. You have to know how to put yourself out there. You have to know how to be on stage all the time. And me, oh, I got something to share with you guys. Can you say, money, 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 money? All right, that's my singing for today. I am going to tell you how to plan, perfect, and profit in your business. How to really make an actionable plan. how to perfect that plan and execute it, and to make sure that you see a profit. You know, there's all this talk about you can't make a profit your first 3 years in business. Whoop! I made a profit my first year in business, my second year in business, and I'm going to make a profit this year in business, and my business is debt free. If you want to know how to do that, well, you have to come to Powerhouses United. So, Brandy, how do I get in? I want in. I want in. All you have to do is go to powerhousesunited.com. All the information is there. How to register is there. More about your speakers is there. Even if you want to be a vendor, the information is there. So who wants to be a powerhouse? I want to be a powerhouse. We call ourselves the Forces. Yes, not like Star Wars, but we are the force. We are forces to be reckoned with. And I know that you want to be a force in your business. Our sole mission and goal of this whole event is to bring you the information and knowledge that we've learned and we're applying to our business to run 4 separate, distinct, different businesses. I am so excited about this event. I am so excited about what it has to offer, because if I would have had an event like this, there are so many mistakes I would not have made my first few years. You're going to leave there inspired and empowered, but not just that. You're going to leave there being able to take action to make sure that you have the business you desire. We have a bonus. We have a wonderful bonus at Powerhouses United. For all of you who need that professional headshot, we have a photographer there that's coming just for you. We want you to leave with resources that day to know how to package yourself, how to package your business, and how to be a powerhouse. I hope that that event sounds like yummy, yummy, yummy sake to me cake with wonderful cream cheese icing, because that's what I think about when I think of it. This is sugar and sweet and everything nice. However, you have to come ready to apply what we're going to teach that day. And not only we know we're going to teach you something, we can't wait to meet you, because we know that you're going to teach us something. We know that when we get in that room and we have all of these powerhouses together, that we're going to create a synergy like never before, and we're going to get things done. I'm so happy that you chose to spend your Monday night with me. I don't know what football game is on in the world, but I hope whoever the team you're rooting for is winning and you DVR'd it. We made sure that we didn't do this on a scandal night, but I will be on the rest of this week doing webinar week, and I'm going to DVR everything that I want to watch, because I'm not going to miss my sisters in crime. Coming up is going to be Marquita, Anicia, and Vanetta sharing some juicy, juicy topics. So make sure you stay connected. Visit Powerhouses United and make sure you get all the information about the event and webinar week. I had such a wonderful evening with you, but it's time to go. I hope you found some things today that you're going to apply to your business. Crush 2015. Do not wait until 2016 to make steps towards reaching your goal. Not only will I meet you at the top, but I'm going to meet you at the bank, baby, because that's where I'm on my way to. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Hit your girl up, thebrandyWoods@gmail.com, and Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'll see you there. Thank you.